Hello friends, it's the Grub back again here, and I am playing Kerbal Space Program once again. There's been a few updates since I last played it. One of those updates is I actually have the full game. I have had this for some time, I've just never got around to really playing it in a mode where I rather record it. Uh, but they have added campaign mode to it now, which kind of gives you some progression settings. Now it's bare bones, so there's no actual objectives as of yet, except any that you may set yourself. But when you start out with just like your basic equipment. You start out with one command pod, a solid rocket booster, one liquid fuel tank, and one liquid fuel rocket booster, if I'm not mistaken. And then you gotta perform science experiments to unlock further parts. Now what I have done is I've found a couple of mods that kind of make it a little more easier to set goals in that. One is called Mission Control, which does just that. It gives you goals to achieve in a setup, and I've actually got an add-on to that add-on called Bootstrap, which kind of starts you off with a fledgling type ideas, and we'll show that as we go through there. The other mod that I have installed is Achievements, which gives you achievements for performing certain things. Why not? Might as well get achieves. And the other mod I've added is Mechajeb. Mechajeb is a computer-assisted flight computer. And I'll show that as I get to it, but I won't have access to that right off the bat or right away. So we'll go ahead and we'll start us a new game here. We are going to be launching the Grub Space Program, Mark II. Since we launched one already previously, let's find us something here we like. I'll go over just a flag of Kerbin. Why not? So here we go. So as you can see here, we are at the Space Center. Just give me just one moment. It's a little chilly. I like it cool in my apartment and that, but still, let me just get my blanket here. Just kind of throw it over my legs. There we go. So yeah, anyway. So as you can see here, this right here is the Mission Controller. Extended is the name of the mod. And like I said, it adds a little bit more depth to the campaign mode right now. Like I said, campaign mode still is being worked on. It's not completed for the core, but this is here for, I guess, the time being until it is. And what it does, it gives you a budget. So my starting budget for my space program is 50,000 K. And you got your settings down here. Your finances. You can check how you're doing. Research, I don't know what any of these do as of this time. I haven't really played that far enough to be able to unlock these, because the research I've been earning doing missions I've had to use to unlock parts here. Packages are where you select which ones you wish, where you want your missions to come from. The stock ones here, these are the ones that came with Mission Controller, and they give you certain things you have to do. However, not all of them really allow for the fact that you have to unlock parts. So that's when I went ahead and downloaded the Bootstrap program for it. And that adds missions that you kind of build up to. And after going through all the mission selection groups, this package here is really kind of the starter package, so we'll select it, the Kerbin SOI. And it gives us a list of starter missions. The Kerra one, which is just actually launching a rocket for the first time. The Cattern one, which looks like it's just EVAs and orbits. We'll get to those as we go along. Each one kind of builds on itself. And then as you finish one mission, as you can see here, you can unlock further ones down that line. And so that's how we're going to do this. So our first mission here we're going to select is the Kerra 1 mission. So what you do is you select mission. And as I was saying earlier with selecting research, this is... Let me move this down out of the way here. But yeah, when you come into the Research and Development Center, this is where you unlock your parts. These are the basic parts you get started off with. And you have a resource up here, Science. Now, as you do missions, you earn Science doing missions. And now, not doing missions for Mission Controller, but anytime you launch your craft, when you recover it, depending on what you did while in space or while in flight, you can earn Science by doing so. And I think you get some Science from completing these too. I'm not sure. I don't know if Mission Controller added Science to it as well, but I don't know. I don't really pay attention. But once you have enough Science, then you come over here to, this is where you can unlock your tree. So you see, you start off with starting, and you kind of give a little brief description, you know, the technology we start out with. And then basic rocketry is what you can unlock once you have 5 Science points to research, and it says what the requirements are. And that allows us to unlock a few extra stuff. Something else that's new since the demo, I don't recall, but if the space plane hangar was in the demo or not, but here's the space plane hangar where you can build space planes once you have the parts unlocked. And then here we have the Astronaut Recruitment Center, where we have a list of our astronauts. These are the applicants; those are available, and are the ones that we have hired. I don't know what these have to do with anything right now. These may come into play once they do a little more work on the campaign mode. But then you can click here, you'll see which ones are assigned to what rockets, any that you may have lost. So there we go. So let's go ahead and start our first mission for the Kerra 1. Let's go into our VAB here. Now you can expand the cost list and it'll show how much it costs when you're building. Like I said, this is your budget, and this is how much you earn for the rewards. So if we can keep our rocket under 30,000 K. Oh wait, no, that's not K. I'm sorry. It's got a little credit type symbol. I guess that's 50,000 Kerbits, if that's what you want to call the Kerbin money, Kerbits. So we'll earn 30,000 Kerbits for the rewards. So we want to keep the rocket under 30,000 Kerbits. And we also kind of got to take into consideration the total amount of fuel it's going to cost to launch it. So right now it's only costing us 10 Kerbits to launch this, even though we have nothing attached to it. So our goal, we need to launch from the surface of Kerbin. We need to reach an altitude between 10 and 60 kilometers. We have to have a crew of 1, and then we need to safely land back on Kerbin. So let's go ahead and do that. Like I said, we just have basic parts right now. Easiest way to get to 10,000 I found is just strap a solid booster. And we'll call this the Kerra 1, since that is the name of this mission. Alright, so here we go. The Kerra 1 is ready for launch, so let's go ahead and put it out onto the pad. And I've already realized something I forgot. 10 points if you can tell me right now, if you know exactly what I forgot. That's right. I forgot to add the chute. I would have failed that portion of the mission. I would not have safely landed on Kerbin. So here, okay, now we're ready to go. So the total cost of our vessel is 15,717 Kerbits. And I'm guessing that's all this plus the cost of the fuel. So we're going to keep it under the 30,000. And before I forget, let me move this over here so I don't launch my rocket and at the same time pop my chute. So we are ready for takeoff. And we'll do takeoff in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have launch of the Kerra 1. And as you can see here, we got a little achieve. That's part of the other mod pack I added, those achievements, which you can find over here. You got one for crew options, which is how many crew you kill. It's not necessarily a good one to shoot for, but hey, it's there. Next one is general flight, which we should get with this one since we have to get 10,000. And there it is. Then there's also, you know, we can get, wow, one getting real close to the sun, okay. You know, all kinds of little stuff here. But we are climbing up now. So let's see. And one of the nice things is once you finish a goal, you can go ahead and hide finished goals. Even though it says launch from a stable platform, you can't really launch from a stable platform just yet. You don't have the little hold things. We've reached the minimum altitude of 10,000 kilometers and stayed under 60. So we'll go ahead and hide that goal. All that's left is to land safely back on Kerbin. So we are dropping now. Go ahead and pop the chute. And it looks like we're going to land just off of the Space Center. Actually, it looks like we're going to land in the, what's that area? The Planetary Information Center, I guess. The System Information Center. Or maybe just outside of it. I'll go ahead and well, don't want to speed it up too much right now because the parachute's going to pop here shortly. Ish. Okay, we're just going to land just off of the, I can't remember what that machine's called that's used to transport the rockets. The MRV, I guess? Mobile Rocket Vehicle? I don't know. But anyway, we're coming down for landing. Let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit until we get close enough to the ground. But here we are. And we landed right in between the line. But here we are. We have the first successful mission of the Kerra 1. So we'll go ahead and finish and save mission results. There was no science paid out by the mission itself. But let's see what we have earned from the actual flight itself. So as you can see here, we earned 5 science for actually recovering the vehicle. Now this right here, this is part of the core campaign mode. This is not any add-ons or anything like that. It's part of the core campaign mode. Even just landing back, you get 5 points, which is the necessary you need to unlock your next step to get science tools and stuff to do that. But looks like we got some extra science. That might have been from the achievements. I think achievements give you a couple extra science as well. And then, or maybe more than a couple extra, but as you can see here, from the mission itself, we've earned 5. From the campaign launch mission, we've earned 5 science. And we paid, or were we paid 5,000? I think we were paid 5,000 for the return for the insurance for crew making it back. But as you see here, our Budget has gone up. We can look at our finances. Total payouts was 30,000 from the mission. So far, our total vessel cost has been 15,715. We made a profit of 14,283 Kerbits. And then a 5,000 Kerbit insurance policy on the pilots. So that's the end of the first mission, and we'll go ahead and go spend our science points. Let's move this out of the way. So as we got here, basic rocketry. We want to go ahead and research that for 5, and as it shows here, it expands our tree. Still got 20, so let's see here. I think I'm going to go ahead and research this, get stability. That way I can keep my craft stable when it gets into the air. Now as you see here, it unlocks it further, but there's requirements. So I have to have stability and survivability to get flight control. For general construction, I need general rocketry and stability. So as we go, and as you see here, 45 points for those science points. So we'll continue on. I think it said I had, what, 2 science points left? Yeah. So I'll have to continue to do more missions to unlock further points, to unlock further stuff, to do further missions. So hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Once again, my name is the Grub, and this has been the Grub Space Program. Stay tuned for more when we continue our journey and building our space center. Take it easy. Bye-bye.